Hey everybody, I just wanted to record a quick video here. I happened to see in the forums a question about creating a scene where you have an object, in this case I'm just using a red sphere, sitting on a black surface that is going to reflect the object inside of it. Now the problem that you get usually here, if we go over to our render tab, is that in order to get the scene to reflect the sphere, it's also going to reflect the environment. So if you have anything HDRI or even just a simple environment, this is just a simple, the basic gradient, you're going to get it not only reflected in your surface, but you're going to get it reflected in your background. So there are a couple of ways to get around this. One way would actually be to create kind of like a weight map that will remove the reflection as you get farther away from the object. You could do the same thing with like a fall off. So those kind of ways get a little bit cumbersome actually. So a really quick way to do this is to simply turn off visible to reflection rays. So we go down to the environment here, under environments, and here under the environment properties, we can just turn off visible to reflection rays. Now the problem with just doing that is that now, unfortunately, we lose all of the reflections in the sphere itself. So my first thought was to do this with render passes. Unfortunately, render passes don't recognize these environment tabs property settings as something that can change from one pass to another. So unfortunately, you don't have the option of going in here. I created I created a pass group, and then in one pass I had visible to reflection rays turned on, and then in the other pass I had it turned off. But what we'll see here is that it's not persistent. So it's going to stay on or stay off regardless of the render pass. So that doesn't work. So you're stuck with doing this kind of the old-fashioned way, and that's just going to be with simple keyframes. So what you can see here is, I've got the little red dots. I've got a keyframe here on my visible to reflection rays option, and then if I go to frame 1, I've got it keyframed off, which is great. And then I've also taken and created an alpha output for the sphere itself, and that's just inside of the ball material. So that way we'll always get an alpha output for the ball. All right, so now you simply have to either render an animated sequence, or you render frame 0 and frame 1, or you can just manually render frame 0 and then frame 1. Save those images off. I just did it manually myself because with this one that has all my reflections and everything, I saved that one as a layered image. And then this second one here that just has the reflections turned off for the environment, that one I'm just saving as a target file, because really all that I need is the environment for that one. So let's hop over into Photoshop then, and we'll see what we get out of this. So let's get that out of here. So so here is the pass with all of the reflections on. So you see I've got my final output color, I've got my alpha output, which actually I don't need in this case. Oops. And well, if I can delete it. And then we also have the alpha output for the sphere. So then we've got our other image here that has just our reflections. So I'm going to take all of that and copy it. And we'll just take this over and I'll paste it in between my alpha. It doesn't have to be in between, but underneath my final output color for the reflected version. Then all I need to do is apply this mask to the sphere. So select all, copy, go up to the final output color, create a mask. Go over to channels and make sure they're visible, paste that into the mask, then you can hide the visibility, and voila, you're all done and ready to go. So you can see there is the version on the bottom that has no reflections, so you have the nice clean reflection of the sphere, but nothing else going on for the reflected background. And then we just use that alpha output to put that in with everything else. So you get the reflections of the environment on the sphere, not on the ball, or excuse me, not on the floor. If you pay real close attention, or if you're not using blurry reflections, you might notice that there's also no reflection of the environment on the reflected sphere. But if you're using blurry reflections, the chances of that being noticed are significantly less. Or if you're using anything that has a bit more of a material on it, you'll still see the material reflected in here, any texture or anything like that. But that's a quick way of doing that that doesn't take you into all of the mess of either painting an image-based mask for your reflection inside of your background environment, or using a weight mask or anything like that. If anybody wants to see how to set that up using a weight map or using a painted reflection mask, shoot me a note in the comments. I'd be more than happy to do that, but I just thought I'd toss this quick video out there to answer the question I happened to see on the forums. I hope this is helpful for anybody who's looking to do some nice reflected images type renders of their objects. Thanks, guys. See you in the next one.